So I went to the nursing home. As you know, my mother, 97, in a nursing home.
Place to be.
And walked in the door, and I wasn't feeling great. You know when you're just feeling a bit off?
Yeah.
Walked through the door, and one of the nurses goes to me, "Do you want a glass of water?"
Oh, from the story. From the pee-pee in the water.
Yes. But I didn't even put two and two together.
I didn't twig, yeah.
I didn't twig, and I went, "What?" And apparently I got a weird look on my face. And she went, because now do we explain now? We have to explain now what it's all about. A couple of weeks ago, I told a story in the podcast when my mother put me in the bath. It was actually my brother, and she put eucalyptus in the water, and it stung me on the end of the penis. She went out of the room and came back in to see me, actually my brother, standing there with his penis in a glass of cold water to cool it down. And Mum, we went down and we played it down there, and everyone's heard it at the nursing home.
Oh, well, you played it over the system.
No, I went up to a few different people and just said, the woman that I played it to the woman who was in it, who happened to, a couple of the other woman, and then I took a photograph, which I've got on my phone. We should put it
on their Facebook.
On the Facebook. It was her name what was her name?
Esme? Thelma? Is this the old person or the nurse?
The nurse.
Oh, that could be.
And I got a shot of her with a glass of water in her hand.
Funny.
But it was just weird because I completely forgot.
Yeah, it can happen.
You just completely forget that you know.
Well, I also told that story on Triple M too. So it's got I've told like a third-hand story now. So people are.
What was your? Did you?
I just said it was you. I couldn't be bothered saying it was your brother.
Oh no, that's right. Yeah, but that's right. Yeah. But sometimes because I know a friend of mine used to do this. He used to take my stories.
Oh, and turn him to himself.
Well, no, he just embellished them a bit. And sometimes I'd have a story. And he put an ending on it that wasn't there. You're going, well, that never happened. You go, yeah, but it wasn't a great story.
It's a bit better now.
Yeah, I've improved your story. So you're going, so when you told it, you
just with Malloy Kennedy, because Mick's always hassling for Glenn stories. I went, oh, what about this one? And, Jane's like, all right.
Because it is an image, because you can't imagine, when you think about it, that a child's penis would be big enough to get into a glass of water.
Well, I don't know what the Robbins boys are like.
Because, I mean, I don't know.
Might have been a teacup or
but it just, because penises don't.
Yeah, especially if you're in the
bath. They don't droop enough to get into it. You know what I mean? They sort of poke out, don't they?
Yeah. And you're in the bath.
Well, in the bath, but maybe they're a bit more.
Relaxed,
yeah.
Relax.
I mean, maybe I'm thinking about it a bit too much. Maybe. But you would have to fill the glass right up to the top for a start.
You have failed to mention your brother was 23 at the time.
Hello and welcome to Somehow Related, and now please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Well, welcome to the podcast, and since you've put it on, have you been paying attention? We got more listeners, so that's good.
Oh,
thanks to Tom for giving us such a good rap.
Yeah, well, I wasn't even going to talk about it. Then you reminded me that we had 1 million downloads. $1 million. So it just gives you good reason to talk about it. So thank you for all your support and getting us there to 1 million. I don't know what that means.
I hope we don't disappoint.
What does it mean? Does it mean they've hit the button, have they?
Yeah. 1 million people have downloaded, but that could be someone. No, that's every show that we've done overall has had 1 million downloads. Okay. So, people, it could be 500,000 people have listened twice, for example, which makes up 1 million. I mean, I'm no good at maths.
I don't really know the numbers. All I know is that we've done very well. And I'm going to say this. I don't think there's anyone in the world that has been in the top 20 with 2 different shows.
Oh, you're talking about my new podcast with Kitty Flanagan?
Yeah. I mean, it went straight into the top 10. Yes. And I'm not surprised.
The Junkies.
2 legendary. And we're in the same studio, and I'm looking at.
Yeah, I've got some junk food.
You brought some junk food in. That's fantastic. I'll listen to it. And seriously, it's fantastic. You guys are just made for each other.
She's very passionate about junk food. And so we're not talking about McDonald's and KFC. We're talking more about snack food, chips, lollies, that kind of stuff. We do a whole show on salt and vinegar chips.
Because what's interesting is that you've taken something on and you can actually dig down on things. You actually do know. It's not like you're going, I really like this one and I really like that one. You can actually dig down. You've got analysis. You've got flavors going on. You've got the whole, and plus you've got the whole reaction thing of how you react to that food and what you do.
Yeah, it's good fun. But as I said, I've met my match with Kitty Flanagan because I've never met someone who knows snack food as well as I do, and she knows history. She got very strong opinions. Strong opinion.
And I'm a little bit offended because she said that my dipping biscuits were. I think she was saying that they were breakfast biscuits, which don't even qualify. I don't think she knows what she's talking about. I'm throwing it out there. I'm willing to maybe drop in one day when you're doing the show.
I'll bring your biscuits.
I'll bring the biscuits in, and I'll do a blind tasting with her. And I think she will find the biscuit. I can't remember the name of the one I'm going for.
I did have one of your biscuits at your house, and you did promise that they were lovely, and they were like a health biscuit.
That was not like a health biscuit.
Well, I don't know. It's not a biscuit you had to put butter on it. You know what I mean?
It was verging on it. Well, I thought I was giving you a treat. Anyway,
it's great that the two shows in the top 10. It's like when I met Daryl Braithwaite, and I asked him about Silvery Moon, which is one of my favourite Sherbet songs because he was the lead singer. Yeah. He said, that was a bit controversial because at the time I had a number one hit with my solo song, and then Sherbet, which was my band as well, and I had 2 songs in the top 10. How's that?
And what did you do? What did you say?
I said, great, Daryl. Now play horses.
He's got a new single out. Good song.
Yeah.
I don't think of what it's called. It was written for Pink.
I heard that, yeah.
Written for Pink, and Pink's gone, no thanks. It's no disrespect to Daryl if you're listening. It's gone, how does it go from Pink to Daryl?
It's the same manager. I had an interview with Daryl. It's the same it was the same manager. Or the guy that manages Daryl now used to manage Pink.
So who gets the songs? The managers get the songs. Then they go, Pinky, you've got this one. Not Pinky, Pink. What would you call her if she came in here?
Pink.
Would you call her
Mrs.
Pink?
Ms. Pink.
Hi,
Pink. Yeah, yes. I don't even know her real name.
Hi, Pink. This is Dave.
Hi, Pink.
Dave, Pink, Dave.
What's
her real name? You don't know?
No idea. She writes some good songs. I love the song she wrote where she just hangs shit on her boyfriend, Corey. But then she ended up marrying him. But she's quite nasty to him in the song. Like, calls him a loser. Like, how's that? Every night she gets up and sings out, she's still with the guy.
It's a bit like us doing stand-up and about our other halves and then finding out about it.
Yeah.
She sings the song. Not that you'd ever say anything about your wonderful partner, nor would I say anything about my wonderful partner.
Of course not.
Because we always say lovely things.
And
anything inappropriate. Look, okay.
We've crapped on. Let's get to 2 topics, and we've got to work out how they're related.
Yes.
So what are those 2 topics? Is it Pink and Daryl Braithwaite?
That'd be it.
That'd be it. That's a good one. That'd be a short. Okay, what are they?
Snakes and wine.
Well, I won't say 2 of my favourite things because they're not. I don't really drink wine, but...
How are you around snakes?
Yeah, I don't... they're scary. I saw one... I've seen a few in the wild, and they do still freak me out.
Because, again, this is boring. Where I play golf, they sometimes just come onto the green.
Yeah.
And you walk towards them.
Just because it involves golf doesn't mean it's boring, okay?
I just don't like talking about it because I'm I drive an Audi, I play golf, and I live Bayside. I mean, I
a lot of people play golf. But it's not like polo.
So anyway, they go across the green, and you walk up towards them, and they stop, and they go. You can see in their eyes they're going, "Are you serious?
Yeah,
do you seriously want to take me on? Because I will kill you in one bite and then carry on with my day without a second thought." Hey, you know there's 2 types of bites, don't you?
No.
There's the I want to kill you because I want to eat you bite, which you would do to a smaller animal. Then there's the I don't want to eat you, but I want you to get away from me bite, which is they just bite you. And one gives a lot, of poison, the other one hardly gives any poison. So
you sound like Russell Coit, like you're giving a talk to the kids about snakes.
Okay, kids.
Because I don't know whether it's true or I've never heard this before.
Yeah, it's 2 different. That's why sometimes you see people get bitten and they go to hospital and they're okay because they're having the snake hasn't given you the full load.
But can you? My worry with snakes is I can't identify what's a bad one and what's one that won't hurt you. A brown snake's bad.
Brown.
They're all
black,
bad, aren't they?
Tiger's
bad.
Black eye, red belly.
Because we live near a creek, but there's like a road a pretty big road in between us, houses, the park, and the creek.
Yeah.
But the guy on the corner was renovating his house.
Mm.
They had to clear out all the kids' bedrooms. Picked up the kid's bed, and there was a tiger snake sleeping under the bed. And that snake had crossed the road to get into that house.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it'd be for warmth or for water.
Water is what he said. Water.
Yeah. So it's not surprising. And then what did he do? Did he get a catcher in?
Oh, he freaked out and ran out and got someone to come and get it. Tom the Snake Man, or like the possum guy.
Yeah.
Or Pete the Possum, some other guy that.
And then they get it. Yeah. But I tell you, have you ever held one?
No.
Oh, they're magnificent to hold. So beautiful.
Yeah.
One, because of the texture of the skin, and two, just the absolute force that they have in the movement of the body.
Yeah, right.
I don't know whether you saw me when I did Russell Coit on Have You Been Paying Attention? I came on.
Oh, you had a snake?
Yeah, I had a snake. It was.
Is that what you called Sam Pang Ping Pong Pang? Yes, I did. I remember that. So I must have seen it, which I've to this day still call him.
Ping Pong Pang.
That was great. And you
Pang.
didn't know anyone else on the panel. I don't know any of you. Who are you guys?
And I wish you all the very best with your careers, because he probably wouldn't know.
He wouldn't know them.
He wouldn't know.
No.
And he'd have the best intent, but he didn't. I felt a bit rude not knowing, but it felt
he might know one of the attractive women, maybe.
Well, he did. Amanda Callum was on.
You knew Amanda, that's
when
right.
He said, what's hot or not? And he's going, oh, hot, you know. And
so
I walked on, right? So we're about to go on to record.
Were you with one of those animal handler
Yeah,
people?
guy, he
I
goes,
love those guys.
Number one, can you please be respectful of the snake and say respectful things? Because they don't want people just seeing snakes and killing them. Please be respectful.
Yeah.
And number two, he said something to the effect of, don't make any sudden moves because he might strike. So I've gone,
wow.
Because I was always under the opinion of.
What sort of snake was it?
I think it was a python. So it's not going to kill you, but you're not. But you
don't want to bite though.
You still don't want to bite. So anyway, I've got it there. He said, I took the head in one hand, and I took the tail in the other hand, and then he just drapes the rest of the body around your neck. So that's fine, okay. And on in 10, and ready to go on. And just as I'm about to step on, he starts to constrict around my neck.
Oh my God!
So I can't not go on.
No. Show business.
Show business, right? Must go on. You know, that's what a trooper I am. I went on, and I actually made a moment of it. I went, here you go, going, Tom.
That's right.
But it was a bit like that, and then we had to be very careful getting it off because that's when they panic.
Yeah.
And we had to get it into the bag. So I don't know whether they did a little edit or anything, but the most beautiful snake I've ever handled was an baby albino snake.
Oh.
So I think it's blind.
Yeah.
Completely white, probably about a foot long, and it's like a piece of jewelry that comes to life. It's so delicate, but it feels with its tongue.
Wow.
So it just runs itself. It won't hurt you.
No.
And just runs itself all over you. You can stand there for it's just a divine thing to do.
Yeah, right. When one of my kids was a kinder, they had this Zoo Comes to You, which it wasn't a zoo, it was a guy on a bush block somewhere with a few animals in cages, and he rocked up in a panel van, and he had snakes, and the kids handled a snake, but he also had a small crocodile, but the crocodile had a rubber band around its snout to stop it from snapping.
Yep.
And one of the kids goes, how sharp are its teeth? And the Zoo Comes to You guy goes, they're pretty sharp, and he runs his finger along the teeth, but then it gets pricked and blood starts coming out, and then the crocodile starts snapping, and the rubber band breaks, and he's like, and some of the kids started screaming. The guys going, come on, whoa.
Because I had to do one.
I had to
do one with Russell Coit where I had to do a snake thing in front of a class with a snake, and
I saw that. Yeah,
and I had to get the kid to reach into the bag to get the snake, and I've got to be honest, I didn't want to do it because just reach it. You don't know what the snake's going to do.
No,
but they got the kid who wanted to do it, so. He goes in, he pulls it out, and I do the scene. I forget what the joke was. Anyway, I come over with the bag, and I don't take the snake off him. I just get him to put the snake back in the bag.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do it.
No, you don't want to do it.
And as he's putting it back in, he goes, are you too scared to grab a hold of the snake and put it back in? And I found to go, well, I am actually, a matter of fact, I'm a little bit scared. No, I'm not scared. I just sort of save some time, just get you to do it.
You need to experience that, young man. Snakes are scary. But,
are they in every did New Zealand not have snakes?
Ireland.
Was it Tasmania? Which one?
Ireland got rid of the snakes, remember? There was that famous where the guy pushed them all in the ocean. I know it was an urban myth or a folklore kind of thing. But Ireland got rid of snakes, yeah.
New Zealand?
Did New Zealand not have snakes?
I don't know. I thought they didn't, but was it Tasmania?
Should we ask Sam? That's the one to ask Sam. We haven't heard from Sam for a while. Yeah. Sam, does New Zealand, let's ask, does New Zealand have snakes?
Much like Hawaii, New Zealand is an island grouping devoid of snakes. New Zealanders have a couple venomous spiders, only one of which is native, but it's very rare to see or be bitten by one.
Thanks,
wow,
Sam. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
I read somewhere that every continent has snakes, but I was sure that when you land in New Zealand, they go, there is no snakes. So it's very reassuring when you play golf over there.
Yeah. But you might step on a kiwi, in the undergrowth.
That's no good, mate.
They're protected, I think, now. Have you seen the kiwi over there? You go to the zoo and because they only come out at night, so it's a bit of a letdown. They've got the whole thing dark and stuff, and it's scrabbling about, the little kiwi.
Have you been to New Zealand?
Yeah, I went in grade 4 on a Kentucky tour because Dad got his super from the Air Force or something, and we went over in the 70s.
Over in the 70s,
on a Kentucky tour.
That's all right.
Yeah, it was great.
Did you go to Rotorua?
Yeah, I still remember.
The bubbling mud?
Yeah, fantastic. And then we drove around the South Island. Mum and Dad drove around a camper van or something. Oh, yeah, it was great. And then I've been back and done a few gigs there. And
I love New Zealand.
It's great. Oh, and I went there for the Lord of the Rings movie, with Kieran.
Okay.
For the last movie, we went to Wellington, and it was great because this was would have been 15 years ago. Mobile phones hadn't really taken off, and so all the big stars were just staying at this one hotel.
That's right. You went up to someone, didn't you?
I got Liv Tyler in trouble because she asked me, because like Gandalf was down the front of the hotel signing autographs. Of
course he was.
And Liv Tyler came out the corridor. And she looked at the window because it was a small hotel, and she goes, should I go down there? And the security guy goes, I wouldn't advise you going down there, Liv. And I said, there's no one down there. Don't worry about
it. So
you
chirped up for Liz.
Yeah. And she goes, I'll go down there and sign some autographs.
So imagine if she was taken and abducted. You would have been on the news. You would have been in a 60-minute story.
She went down there. Then Aragorn went down there. And some of the Hobbit was there. The main Frodo went. They're all out the front. And then I had to do another review. I came out. There's about 300 people there. There's all cops. And Liv Tyler's getting bustled away by the cops. I caused a riot, basically.
God, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I love New Zealand. Let's do wine then. Should we just do wine? Why not? You're a wine drinker, aren't you?
Oh, I haven't been drinking as much lately.
It's been pointed out before.
What?
You drink wine with sparkling water. So like you're having a Portello.
No, it's a Spanish drink that they drink.
True.
It is that they put cheap wine and put Coca-Cola with it, and it makes the wine cooler and go further.
When did you go to Spain?
I went to Spain just before the Olympics.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. Good.
Which was in 90. Oh, God. Yeah. Whenever, sometime. I went to Barcelona.
Yeah.
And Rambla.
La Rambla.
Wine. Okay.
There's white wine and red wine, essentially, isn't there?
There's the two big ones. We should have rung Rob Sitch for this. He's the wine expert. We should have.
Oh, Damien Callan and Paul Collegia do that great show, The Wine Snobs, where it's fantastic.
They do a tour, don't they?
Yeah, and what they do is they try and find the wine snob in the crowd, and of course all mates dob in other people. He's got a cellar. He's got a cellar. Yeah. And I'm sure if Rob went along, he would be the wine snob. Yeah, surely he's got a dedicated room for wine, or
a couple of my friends have got, where it's all, thermostatically controlled, and it's all, it's all the real deal, and they can
love it.
Pull out one of the I mean, good luck to them.
I did this gig for this guy who was turning 80, and he had this whole thing. He had the whole every year of Grange or something. He had he was loaded, and he had every year of Grange, and then to buy the missing year, I don't know if it was Grange, it was some wine that he had every year of.
Yeah.
It was 120 grand, and his son's got it for him for his birthday.
120 grand.
120 grand.
Did I tell you about the Grange incident? I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
I put the label on it and pretended it was Grange. Did I tell you that story?
Yeah. Oh, go on, tell us again.
Oh, I'll repeat my stories. I'm sorry. Fred coming around.
A lot of new listeners.
Yeah.
All our new stories.
Yeah,
Old
they're
stories
all
are new.
what is old is new again. No, the friend coming around to help me with some work, and I thought, I know what I'll do. I had a bottle of wine there. I took the label off, and I printed off a Grange label, stuck it on. He did the work for me, and I said, can I just give you a glass of wine? And he goes, yeah. I said, I've got this bottle of Grange or something. And he goes, what? I go, and I said, Daryl Summers gave it to me.
Credible.
Daryl Summers gave. I said, yeah, I just been drinking it after dinner. It's quite nice. He goes, mate, do you know what this is? I said, I don't know. It came in this wooden box with dust. I mean, the box was dirty. It had dust all over it. I mean, seriously. And
you haven't told this story before.
Haven't I?
No.
Anyway, so he had a glass, and he goes, oh my God. And it was like $10 wine. He goes, oh my God, that's incredible. And I go, I'm only joking. It's actually Grange, blah, blah, blah. Let him off the hook. He goes, oh, can I have the bottle? And I go, yeah, right.
So he's going to try it on someone else.
Yeah, he's going to try it on someone else. I make a video on my phone which says, sorry about that. I gave Dave the bottle. Sorry if you felt a bit embarrassed. Blah, blah, blah. He goes around a friend's place. He goes, oh, Daryl Summers gave Glenn Robbins a bottle of wine and said that we can have it. He goes around. He starts filming them. They go, oh, Glenn. Glenn.
Yeah, it's a perception thing.
Oh, Glenn, how could you do this is so beautiful. Thank you so much. Now, just remember, I let him go for fully 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I reckon he let them go for about 5 minutes. 5 minutes
really?
is a long time when you're being bullshitted.
Yeah.
And he went, no, it's actually a joke. And you could see
they
they've
weren't
gone,
happy.
fuck you. Fuck you. And then went, oh, it's Glenn's joke. I'm going, no,
it's not your joke.
No,
what is your joke? But you're doing it.
Yeah, in your hands, it's your joke.
Yeah.
But in my hands, it's my joke. So he did it a couple more times, and people turned nasty. Understandable, because you actually you are exploiting their goodwill.
You got to do that with someone you feel very comfortable with, like you.
Well, you know what? With him, I would never do it again.
No,
because it really is going ha ha ha. You know, it's like saying I won touch lotto. Oh, I didn't really, because everyone gets excited for a bit of freeness. Anyway, what I know that if you hold up a glass of wine and you go swizzle it around,
I've seen them do that.
They're checking the legs.
Oh,
that's to see how much it runs down the side of the glass.
Oh.
Now, is legs good or bad? I think legs are good.
What does that mean?
Well, you swizz it round and it will.
Hang on, I'll do it with my Diet Coke. Not really working, Glenn.
It'll leave a bit, and then it'll leave a little stripes.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Which are legs.
Okay.
And maybe it's the length of your legs, or maybe it's but it's got, you say it's got good legs. It's got good bouquet.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. That's great thinking music. Have you ever seen the film Sideways?
Love Sideways.
One of my favourite films, starring Church.
Paul Giamantini.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
brilliant. And
Ned and Stacey. Ned from Ned and Stacey.
What's his name?
Christian. He's got a hyphenated name. We're not good with names. He's
Anyway.
great. He's in Divorce. He's that guy. He's
brilliant.
fantastic in
one guy.
Divorce.
It's kind of like one good guy, bad guy. One guy's up to mischief. One guy's trying to get over an old girlfriend or something. Anyway,
Paul,
there's a great scene in that where he takes you through the testing. And how to test wine. So maybe we should make a note of that.
Yeah, and the other great scene is when he's trying to get a book published, isn't he?
Oh, that's right.
And when he has this bottle of wine that he's going to save for when the book gets published, and then he just goes and drinks it in a McDonald's when he gets rejected.
I have to watch it again. It's a long time.
Or like
since
a
I've seen
burger
it.
place. He just drinks it out in a plastic cup. It's a very poignant scene. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. I must watch it again. Anyway, that's good.
Man pain, as my wife would call it. It's a man pain movie.
Oh yeah.
The man feeling pain.
Aroma. What's the difference between aroma and bouquet?
No, I don't know. What is the
aroma
difference?
is what young wines have.
Oh.
Bouquet is what mature wines have.
Oh. I don't drink wine, so I should get into it, but I'm just...
Well, I used to drink it, and then, it's debatable whether it's good for you because each week it changes.
Because my parents never drank it.
My dad used to drink it every night.
My mum and dad drink it now, but they never used to.
My dad used to get he'd buy by the
flagon.
Can you buy flagons now?
Yeah.
Can you still buy a flagon of wine?
Casks of wine, yeah,
And he
I'm
called
sure.
it plonk.
Oh, plonk, yeah, old-fashioned, yeah.
Called it plonk. And then he would put it in this decanter thing that had like a nozzle, and he could just sit at the dinner table every night and fill up his, I reckon, and then he would, again, I've told this story before, he would go out into the lounge room, fall asleep, and we would get bits of fishing wire and tie it to the furniture and half wake him up and then drag the furniture towards him as we wake him. He used to go, what the fuck is going on?
I remember going to a friend's house and the mum had a cask of wine on the kitchen bench and she just refilled the glass all the time of white wine.
I know. My parents used to have bottlings. They would buy not a 44-gallon, but they buy a barrel. They'd have a tube and some bottles and a corker. And I remember they would pour the wine into the bottle. I see my dad pouring it into the bottle, and he'd go, fill up the bottle, a little bit for me.
Nice.
And fill up the next bottle, and a little bit more for me. And they would get absolutely shit-faced.
Smashed.
I remember my auntie, she got so drunk that she, and God bless her, rest her soul, she's not with us anymore, but she got really drunk. I remember later in the night, she ran around the house, jumping in all the furniture, then went to the toilet and vomited violently. And I remember going to the toilet the next day and see splatterings of red wine on the ceiling of the toilet. On the ceiling. That's a good vomit, isn't it?
That's impressive.
She's got into the toilet and exploded red wine.
Oof. Well, maybe she was some thinking music.
On that note,
let's have Sideways. There's a great movie.
That scene inside where they're wine tasting and stay to the end when there's a nice, not so much a tag, but a very nice reveal.
Hold the glass up and examine the wine against the light. You're looking for color and clarity. Just get a sense of it, okay?
Okay.
Thick, thin, watery, syrupy. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, tip it. What you're doing here is checking for color density as it thins out towards the rim. That's going to tell you how old it is, among other things. It's usually more important with reds. Okay?
Okay.
Now, stick your nose in it. Oh, there's just like the faintest soupçon of like asparagus, and there's just a flutter of like a nutty Edam cheese.
Wow. Strawberries, yeah.
Good.
Strawberries.
Yeah.
Not the cheese.
Put your glass down. Get some air into it. Oxygenating it opens it up. It unlocks the aromas, the flavors. Very important. Smell again. That's what you do with every one of them.
Wow. When do we drink it?
Now.
How would you rate this one, Miles?
Well, usually they start you on wines with learning disabilities, but this one is pretty damn good. This is the new one. Right, Chris?
Just released about 2 months ago.
Nice job.
We like it.
You could work in a wine store, Miles.
Yeah, that'd be a good move. Are you chewing gum?
Yeah, excellent movie by the guy who did About Schmidt. I think it's the same director.
Oh, yes.
Love About Schmidt.
He doesn't make many films. I can't remember his name.
He did Election. We can never remember names. He did Election, which was great. He did About Schmidt. And he's done a few others, but About Schmidt's great too. All right, well, let's have a crack, Glenn. I'll have a crack. I think snakes and wine. I think wine is used to repel snakes. I think it's used.
Oh.
If you put like a moat of wine around your house or whatever, I think maybe. You know how people leave out, often Italian or Greek people have those plastic soft drink bottles full of water on their front lawn to stop dogs urinating on the front lawn?
Do they?
Oh, you must have seen that.
No.
I remember growing up as a kid, and you'd see like plastic cordial bottles or soft drink bottles.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, it's to stop animals urinating. I'm sure of it.
Because I urinate on my back lawn. Maybe I should.
Put your soft drink bottle full of water. Anyway, I think that's what it is. I think wine repels snakes. What are you going to say?
I'm going to say, because remember we talked about hippopotami being made into soup?
Yeah, it was last episode of the. Yeah.
I reckon they used to make snakes into soup.
Snake soup?
Into wine.
Snake wine?
Yeah, so they put it in a bottle, let it distill.
Nice.
And then, I'm going back. I'm going way back.
Well, what is the answer, Sam?
Snake wine is an alcoholic beverage produced by infusing whole snakes in rice wine or grain alcohol. The drink was first recorded to have been consumed in China during the Western Zhou dynasty and considered an important curative and believed to reinvigorate a person according to traditional Chinese medicine. The snake venom proteins are unfolded by the ethanol and therefore the completed beverage is usually, but not always, safe to drink.
Oh,
There you go. So I wasn't.
You were sort of right.
Sort of right.
I was very wrong.
So venom. Maybe there was some. Maybe there's something. Because aren't a lot of things that we like? Alcohol is toxic.
Yes, I suppose venom is kind of similar in a way.
So it's on the fine line between, because don't they make spider venom into medicine? Don't they do?
Yeah.
Haven't they done the same thing with venom? Have they not done the? So maybe there's something in that.
But you're having a bit of snake venom in your drinks.
Yeah.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Well, I've learned stuff today. Sometimes I don't learn anything, but I reckon I've learned something in this episode.
Because I reckon you could. I mean, given that we're in COVID, maybe that's something you could think about doing. Like, how you were we talked about the animal guy.
Yeah.
Maybe you and I could train up.
Look, if you were Russell Court, the animal guy, we could make a killing. I'll drive the van.
And you'll bring the animals in.
I'll bring the animals in.
Yeah.
I've got a big
I reckon there's
backyard.
something in that. I reckon you could go around. Because I remember.
Because I've got bats in my backyard and I've got possums. The bats come every night. I've got a possum. There's two.
I've cut my trees back, so haven't got the.
Yeah,
I felt
possums.
bad. Like we got new neighbours move in.
They got the possums.
Well, our tree hung over to their place, and it was full of possums.
Yeah.
They said, we cut that back? And I went, okay, fair enough, it's hanging over, you can cut it back. We ended up taking the whole tree out.
Yeah.
That was the guy that I walked out with, Russell Cook. Remember I told you the other day?
Yeah.
That was that guy. And they cut the front, because our place was like a thoroughfare for possums.
You had a lot of possums.
And I've got a tin roof. It sounded like, you remember that story, that spooky story where Don't Look Back, and there was the guy
banging the head.
Banging the head on the...
And they make noises too. Yeah.
So we could take some possums. We could take some bats.
Got some bats. Got a cat.
You could take the boo, boo. What else? And then a spider. Who wants to go to long-legged spider? Boo, boo.
Umley the cat. She's 16. Have a look at her. She's asleep.
Don't touch. Can't touch. Wild
Come on,
animal.
kids.
Could do
Come on,
anything to
kids.
you. Oh.